I don't know if you can see the group chat. I'm not sure if you can see it. Anyway, if you're already here, don't forget to leave your name and the section number and why you're here. Also, we talked about major minerals last time when we did the virtual office hour. So we will just go over trace minerals today. If you have questions on major minerals, please let me know, and then I can just go over that before we start on the trace minerals. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hey guys, we still have like a minute left. So, um, if you weren't here and didn't hear my announcement earlier, please leave your name and the section number and why you're here to get a the extra point up to 5. And I'll calculate. You don't see that in your grade book yet, but it confuses me, so I'm waiting till the end of the semester, and then I have a list. I've been putting your names there, so I will count them at the end of the semester, and then give you 5 extra credits. Okay, it is 7:30. How did you all do um on the exam? Hopefully you did well. I heard this one was a little bit harder. Um, but hopefully those you guys who came to the office are did well, because when I went to the lecture last week, when we were reviewing a little bit of the major minerals and stuff like that, I was like, oh, those are the things that I reviewed. So hopefully that was helpful and you did well. If you have any questions from the exam, let me know. I think all the grades are now available so you can see it. So, okay, let me share my screen and let's go over the the trace mineral. Okay, so like I said earlier, the we did major minerals last week, so I'm not going to do that again. So let's go down to the trace mineral. If you have questions on major minerals, let me know and I will be more than happy to go through that. Where is trace mineral? Is that? No, it's Dutch diet. We did that. Here you go. We're almost there. Hi, Lindsay, by the way. Um, okay. That's still major mineral. Here you go. Okay. So we'll start with iron. So it is trace mineral. That means we don't need tons to stay healthy, but we do need them. So iron, as it said here, if it's too much, it can actually be bad. And as Dr. Wenber mentioned in the class, we don't have a certain system to regulate. So if we have way too much iron, we don't have a system to monitor or have a system to be like, oh, we have way too much iron, let's excrete it. So we don't have that. So if you are a man and um, you don't get hurt or anything, if you don't have any bleeding or anything, then there's no way to excrete the iron in having. I don't think you will have higher. I don't think there's a higher risk from food intake of iron, like red meat. But if you take iron supplement, so if you're taking multi-supplements and see how much iron level is, and if it's over like 200 levels or even over 100%, then it's probably not that great option. So you probably want to change your multivitamin, or maybe you don't want to take iron supplement. Anyway, we do excrete iron though through stool, so it's not like we store them forever. It's just that our body doesn't have a regulatory system to monitor and excrete more or less as we need it. So we need to be careful not to eat too much iron. Okay, so we need iron. So Fe is a chemical symbol for the iron, and we need them because the one of the most important function it does is to carry oxygen, right? Through the protein called hemoglobin or myoglobin. So as it says here, hemo means blood, myo means muscle. So they are about the same. They have a little bit different structure, but their function is about the same. Hemoglobin is found in bloodstream, and myoglobin is found in muscle. If you were wondering what the differences are. Anyway, so they are the iron is in those two, and without the iron we cannot carry the oxygen and we will have anemia, iron deficiency anemia. So this is just a visual picture to help you what it looks like. So food, iron, you can find a lot of iron in meat, like red meat, fish, poultry, eggs. And those meat have both, so there are two types of irons, right? So there are heme and non-heme. And non-heme irons don't have as much great bioavailability, but um, but non-heme but heme iron has higher bioavailability. Also, heme iron helps absorption of non-heme iron. So when you eat iron-rich vegetables like spinach, maybe eating a little bit of meat with it can help absorb more iron from both meat and um, the vegetable spinach, or maybe drinking orange juice that has vitamin C. Anything that has a vitamin C that helps the absorption also. Hi, Emily. Okay, she said, I'm here for clarification of the role of the different minerals in the body. Great. So like I said earlier, we are going through the trace minerals right now. We did go through the major mineral last week, so you can check the previous video. If you have a specific question, let me know. I'll be more than happy to go through those. If you have a question, probably not just you have the same question, probably there are more people have the same question. So please let me know. Okay. Mm, oh, I don't. Did we have this slide in the class? I don't remember. Anyway, just a fun fact: if you have a cast iron at home and you use that to cook something, but then if you use like lemon or sorry, not potato, tomatoes that has vitamin C in it, and then um, that kind of leaches the iron into your food. So if you have cast iron, then you probably have higher iron intake than you expect. That's just a fun fact. That's what I explained earlier, right? So if you have heme iron with non-heme in your diet, it increases the bioavailability of non-heme, and you will have more iron absorption. Same thing, acid or vitamin C that helps. Also, a lot of fiber, calcium, phosphorus, or tannic acid. They are found a lot in this tea, coffee, stuff like that. Then it might inhibit the absorption of iron. Okay, iron deficiency. I kind of explained this too, but it's just saying that if we do end up getting iron deficiency anemia, then we will see this kind of symptoms, I guess. So because you don't have enough oxygen, our cell cannot multiply well. So our growth will be halt. Cognition, like our brain doesn't get a lot of oxygen, and also our immune system can be impaired. Um, if you have like pale nail like that, that's one symptom, one sign of iron deficiency anemia. My doctor, well, one time I went to visit my doctor, he kind of like looked at the under my eyelid, and then he was like, if it's red enough, then you're fine. If it's pale, then that's another way to see if you have iron deficiency anemia. But I can't really tell what's red enough and not. So anyway, okay, I'll give you 10 seconds to read this and then see whether guess the answer. And I don't think she gave us the answer in this PowerPoint, but there are two answers here. Okay, can you guess what they are? So the answer is postmenopausal women and middle-aged men. Middle-aged men probably have had the highest risk, but postmenopausal also, well, they have the lowest risk for iron deficiency and highest risk for overload, I guess, iron overload. But postmenopausal women also have lower risk for iron deficiency because now we don't have the monthly bleeding. Infant and children, they're growing, so they need more red blood cell, more iron, and stuff like that. Oh, here you go. There was an answer. Okay. Other risk. If you're pregnant, you have two, like you need blood for two people, so it increases the risk of having iron deficiency. Also, if you're vegetarian, because you eat less meat, or if because you don't eat meat, sometimes vegetarians eat egg, right? And egg have iron, but if you don't even eat eggs, then you probably only have non-heme source, and that's less likely to be absorbed as much as the heme source from meat. Hi, Gabrielle. Okay, awesome. And the recommendation, you probably needed to memorize this for the exam, but the recommendation of men is way lower than premenopausal women. What is this? Oh, it's just that the iron deficiency is one of the major common nutrition deficiency in US and the world. Okay, next one, we'll do iodine. Iodine, you can find this most commonly in our salt. So if you only eat sea salt, it doesn't have iodine. It's in the if you look for the salt that says iodine, how does it what does it say? It says like iodine added salt or fortified salt. Anyway, we will have the picture later. It will say it on the label. That's the most common way that we take iodine in our diet, unless it's you live in a place that has iodine in the soil, then the vegetables and fruits that we eat from that soil have some iodine. Anyway, so iodine is related with thyroid hormone, and thyroid hormone does the important job in controlling our basal metabolic rate. So basal metabolic rate is the rate. So how much of the calorie we need in our body to to have a heartbeat and to do the respiratory function and just do the daily, I guess, life, but it doesn't account for the exercise. Or if you're sick, you need a little more calories. So it doesn't count for all those. It's like basic need of calorie. So if you don't have enough thyroid hormone, or if you have too much thyroid hormone, you can see how that can be a problem. And also because iodine is related with thyroid hormone, if we don't have enough, um, it affects the muscle function and nerve function, which include the brain development. So the kid, if they don't have enough iodine and have this thyroid hormone dysfunction, I guess, if they have way too much or way too little, then they can have a cognitive problem. Anyway, I think we go over that a little bit later. Yeah, here you go. So iodine deficiency is the number one cause of impaired cognitive development in children worldwide. That is called cretinism. Cretinism, right? So cretinism is the impaired development of cognitism and the physical body. So both you don't grow as well and your brain doesn't develop as much. Here you go. Yeah, iodized salt. That's the label that you want to look for. Oh yeah, here she said that sea salt doesn't have enough. I heard an article said that you know how sea salt became really popular and many people just changed to sea salt instead of this regular iodized salt, and then that was kind of related with like correlated with the incident of more goiter, the picture that I'll show it to you later, because that they started to have more thyroid hormone problems and stuff like that. Anyway, so don't just use sea salt. Sometimes you use the regular salt too. Oh yeah, here you go. Here's goiter. So your thyroid gland gets just bigger and bigger, bigger, bigger because our body doesn't respond to the well. I think if I remember right, so our body needs thyroid hormone to do this like the regular function, but because our body doesn't have enough, our gland gets bigger and bigger to produce more, but because we don't have the but because the problem is the iodine, we still don't produce enough thyroid hormone and it just gets bigger and bigger. And I think you can get a surgery and get rid of it, but it's not reversible without the surgery. So here's the picture to show you where that thyroid gland is. Okay, so those were two big things um, of the trace minerals. Oh, hi Megan, I didn't see you earlier, but the best information for the final. I can't. I don't know what. I don't. I actually don't know what the final is going to look like. I should ask Dr. Wendy Green. I'm gonna ask her next time when I see her. But I am guessing that because it's comprehensive, you probably want to go over all the PowerPoint slides from the beginning. If you were, um, I don't, yeah, you probably want to look at these red highlighted ones to review. She might tell you a little bit more about it in the class. I can ask her tomorrow. So I see her before the class tomorrow. So I will ask her to see if she can tell you a little bit about the final in the class tomorrow. So come to a class tomorrow or listen to the lecture tomorrow. In the beginning of the lecture, she will probably talk about how to prepare, how to best prepare for the final. And then see if she can tell me a little bit more, and then I'll tell you next week when we do the tea office hour. So okay, so those were the major trace minerals, I guess, and there are more. Um, Anemia and iron, we did that. Fluoride. So we didn't go over this in the class. I don't know if she will. She probably will because she kind of like we didn't have enough time at the end. But the picture here, this is the picture of fluorosis. So if you have way too much fluoride, like in your water or something, then your teeth gets stained like this, and it's permanent. It's not reversible. So that's not pretty. Some water suppliers have fluoride. You can Google it. You can like Google like fluoride in like which city have fluoride in water in Utah or something. Then it tells you it has like a table and it tells you Logan doesn't. I think most of the cities in Utah don't have fluoride in the water, but some do. So if you want to, if you're curious, you can look for it. Oh, also you can get fluoride in your toothpaste, right? And it helps to decrease. Um, Sorry, my computer just had the pop up, but it will help decrease the dental caries because it's gonna make our enamel harder, so it's harder to get the dental caries. Okay, iodine, we did that. Selenium is another trace mineral. It's mainly antioxidant like vitamin A, C, E, and you can find it in seafood. That's pretty much all I know about selenium. Zinc, chromium, and copper. Zinc is also related with the development and wound healing. We only need a little bit of zinc, but if the kid don't have enough zinc, then the kid won't grow as well. So it's important, but we only need a little bit. Um, Sometimes elderly people don't have enough zinc, but I haven't seen anyone who are younger, like 30s or 40s, even 50s. I don't think I saw many people at the hospital have zinc deficiency. Chromium, it enhances the insulin function. So if you have diabetes, you probably want to make sure if you have enough chromium. Copper, oh, so this picture, you see this like yellow ring kind of ish here in the eye, and that's when you have way too much zinc, I think. Then you get this color in the in your eye. But that's and I think that's called Wilson's disease. But that's all I know about Cooper. If she doesn't go through this in the class, and if you have a question, I can study more and then see if I can answer all your questions. But yeah, that's pretty much all I know. Okay, Emily asked, no, she didn't. That was the old one. Did someone ask a question? Hi, Amanda. Um, no, I don't think so. Oh, okay, so that's pretty much all I will cover today. It was shorter, so that was good. Do you have any question before I go? Um, there are some questions here. Do you want to go over them? Which of the following nutrients is least important for bone? That's a little bit tricky question. So we know calcium is important. Vitamin D is important. We know that. Fluoride is also important, right? It's especially important for our teeth. Vitamin K is also important. However, vitamin E is probably not related with bone, but it's related with immune system and our skin and stuff like that. Right? Hormone that signals osteoblast. Do you remember which one it is? It's like you're taking exam again. um, Osteoblast is a bone building cells. It's not calcitonin because it's related with osteoclast. Aldosterone is related with our like water, so it helped the salt excretion, and the water follows salt. Remember, so it helps with the water retention in our body. Insulin is nothing to do with bone. Has nothing to do with bone. So parathyroid hormone is the answer. Calcium supplement has associated risk with increased risk of heart disease. Yes or no? Yes. So that was one of the examples of why just taking supplements can be dangerous, right? So always try to have most of the supplements from the food, and that's the best way to consume the vitamins and minerals and all those good things that we need. Okay, any questions? If not, I think we will just end here a little bit early, 6 minutes. Um, if you do, send me a message on Canvas, and I will get back to you in 24 hours. So thank you. Bye.